Ooh. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. Why does it do that? Oh, I'm going to make flies on my porch while I wait for people to come and buy something. Yesterday it didn't happen until an hour before, a half hour before I closed. Tonight is, I think, tonight is the meeting. Good morning, Trudge. Got coffee, your coffee. Yeah, second Tuesday. Yeah, today's second Tuesday, barely. So we got, let's put that there. So we got a meeting tonight. So that's exciting. I'll bring some more gifts and stuff for the guys. This is what I made yesterday. Look at that. It was my little spinning deer here, which is quite messy, but makes a really cool looking fuzzy little, you can pet it. It's a very cute little thing. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with that. They have a blade that you could push on it and cuts it, but I used snips. So, all right. Cold out on my porch. I got a little heater, but you know, that did a whole lot. I have coffee, compliments of Robert, and I use the Cowboy blend. The Cowboy blend is their lightest roast caramel. And I thought, you know, with Cowboy, it'd be dark roast and highly caffeinated. So, but it's not. All right, so let's pick a hook. Do a hook. Do a nymph. Nymphs are easy. Nymphs are a lot easier. Put a bead on it and wrap it up. Wrap it up. I'll go with a copper bead on it. Yeah. No, we'll go with a color bead. Something green. Green would be good, huh? Since trout sea blue basking green is a shade of blue, it would make it stand out to the trout a little bit more. So, we got that. Yeah, we got cold mornings. Just need them cold so we can get ice. That's what we need. Cold to get ice. All right, there we go. We got a bead on there. We got, bam, there it is. There it is, there it is. Now, we're going to go with a little red thread because I know everybody match the hatch, right? Ain't that good. But what I'm going to do is I'm picking colors that will attract fish. And red and blue spectrums attract trout, which is what this bait is for. So we're just going to start the wrap. And we're going to work this baby back to the back. And then we'll snip that. I know, a lot of fly fishermen say, Mike, you're doing it wrong. But the most dominant color that trout see is blue. So we go with the blue spectrum. And then we put a little bit of red to imitate blood. So those two colors do really, really well for trout. It makes them hit it without thinking. Where if we match the hatch, which is a great thing too, you're competing with other bugs in the water. I'm not going to compete with other bugs. Will this method work? We don't know, but it works for bass. It works for bass. But I'm one of those new trout fishermen, so I was like, trout are stupid though. I mean, trout hit anything that's shiny that goes by them. At least they do in lakes. So I'm going to put some flash on it. So now we got now I want a red feather or brown red. I got lots of those. There we go. There. Okay. Just loop it. Bring it, square it up to the back. Snip you off. A little bit, I knew I missed one there. There we go. I know. I'm going to go to anybody that watches my show today that's local, we're going to go to the fly fishing thing tonight. And I said, Mike, you're doing it all wrong. You're never going to catch anything with that. And they might be right. But I'm practicing. That's what I'm doing. So we're just going to continue wrapping this up. Now I'm going to put wings on it. Put wings on it. So we're going to look. See what I got here. I need something with fairly long feather thingies. Oh, yeah, this is good. This is good. What do you call, the pieces of a feather? The quills? Is that what you call it? Oh, yeah, this is a good color here. That's a good color. Put this on here like this, and we're just going to loosely wrap it and then tighten it, just like that. I'm going to peel you back. We want these sort of stand up. Make it look like wings. So, see how that is? Get those to sort of flare back a little bit. So now, I'm going to use my little knot tire tool thingy. Tie that knot. And we'll make it look like a boot. Trim the back a little bit sticking out its butt. I don't want a hairy butt. No hairy butt. There we go. Actually, that looks pretty cool. Don't tell me that's not going to catch something. You know, that's going to catch something. Yeah. If I was a fish, I would bite this. Stick it on a magnet. So I open up my little shop, and I should show you guys the shop. You guys probably never even seen this. I'm in my sunroom at my house. So anyway, this is, I do have 5 more reels coming in, by the way. One fly fishing reel, 3/4, a White River, and then I've got 3 Bass Pro Shop bait casters coming in, and a 13 fishing spinning reel coming in. So this is my sunroom, and I just kind of set it up as a little shop so people can come to my house and have coffee. So there's my books that I've written, coffee, and pretty much an honor shop. People come here, they pay what they want. This is a new piece that I just did. I love the way this piece came out. So that's the United States, basically. Sunrise, sunset type of thing. Anyway, very cool. And so we do have some fly fishing stuff and some reels. And then some of my hand poured baits and my spinners. I have those and some keychains. You can see the keychain says just one more cast because, you know. And then I've got some love stuff because Valentine's Day is coming up. And personally, and I love this box, by the way. This is a box. And so I hand painted that. And then in there is 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8, which is the definition in the Bible for love. And you define what love is. Kind of cute. It's got a little lock I made, you know. So person can put their gifts in there. It's a gift box. And then this one right here is, this is kind of cool. It's just something I wanted to do. It is a dungeon door that when you open it, there's the box or the book and the mountains and everything, sort of like a fantasy thing. I even made a stand for it that matches it. So you got terrible fishing iron-ons. We got pens. We have bookmarks. I just made this one this morning, this card. You make me better, I love you. Anyway, I just made that this morning. I thought it was kind of cutesy. And then I got dragon. Here, it lights up red, by the way. I did put LEDs in there, and then I've got all these right here too. And if you guys want me to make you something, I can do that. This dragon right here is pretty cool. Sort of a, it's 2 layers. Kind of made it stand up, so it has some depth to it. And then I've got, really, Bigfoot's big around Oregon. So, I like my jellyfish, by the way. It's all wood, by the way. It's all wood. This is all wood. Lots of magnets and baits. So, these little rounds only cost like $5. Got some wallets. Some snips. Terrible at fishing snips. And then, of course, my books. So I've got Terrible at Fishing book, and then my business book, Terrible at Fishing book, and my Sci-Fi books that I've written. So, anyway, it's kind of like my little local boutique. I hate using the word boutique. It just doesn't sound manly. But, my neighbors came over last night. This really sweet couple. Actually, everybody on my street are really cool people. I have a cool neighborhood. One of the reasons I bought this house was because of the neighbors. Actually, that was the reason I bought this house. Or agreed to it. I was so sick. I probably would have agreed to anything that Kathy wanted. So, she hit me at the right time because I had just gotten out of quarantine and ICU. Oh, yeah. I think so, too. Yeah, I think so, too. Hey, Cam. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little store, I mean, I think that little bug, this little bug will work. And it's got that chartreuse green on it. I think it's really gonna, I think that, it's got to compete with other bugs. So we're, I did this one yesterday. This one's got a lot of flash and some wings to it. So this will shine in the water. So I put that flash on it yesterday. And then, I made this one. This one's sort of more natural. Big tail though. Maybe I should cut that tail. So then I love, spinning deer head. It's just so messy. Deer hair is so messy. But I love spinning, making these little, I don't know, trolls. I don't know what they call them. I don't know the name of any of these things anymore. I mean, these guys, when there's so many baits in fly fishing, there's a lot of baits in fly fishing. I got a couple of fly tying devices over there. This is a great book, by the way. Fly Tying for Beginners by Peter Gathercole. This is a great book, by the way. And it is really a good book. It's step by step on how to do things. So, really good book. Oh yeah, cool. It's a good book. This is a good book. I mean, and I love the fact that, it's this binding, because you use it a lot. I mean, you're always flipping through it. If this had a regular binding, it would just like fall apart. Because I'm always opening up to something. So this is beautiful. This one right here, golden pheasant. I have golden pheasant. What is this one called? The Silver Invicta. I can never get the hackle to really stand up like they do it. It's just, there's a trick to it. I need to get somebody to teach me how to use hackle. I'm looking at the instructions here. That's a Mylar. Oh, it did. This is the Dr. Fish. You know, you saw me get the Renzetti Master. Nice $800 vise. But I sold it because, you know, I got the engraver. But it really helped me see what I was missing without missing it. So I got this one, and before I sold it, I wanted to try several different vices. And so this Dr. Fish is got two bearings in the head. It's got two roller bearings right here. So it's real smooth. And it was really good reviews on Amazon. And it's got a good base. So I'm actually very happy with this. It's a good vise. Really good vise, actually. So I like it. So it's just one of those things. And then I got these other things, you know, I got this little arm here to hold my bobbins, and then this little thing here I got from, you know, that auction, because I had a couple of those, so I kept one. And that's a Dynaking one. Probably cost $100 because it's Dynaking. And so I did keep some of the really cool stuff that I got on the auction, and then there's some that I'm, you know, it's kind of redundant I have over there on the table. But Dr. Fit, I think this was like $60 or $70. Oh, you want a peek? Nirvana and the Renzetti Traveler is nice. You know, that's $200. For the Renzetti Traveler. The Peak is a good one. I don't know about Nirvana, but this little thing right here, you know, it works. I don't know, you know, a vise doesn't help you become a better tire. It just holds the hook. As long as it can hold that hook solid, I'm good. You know, that Masters, you know, $800 vise. I mean, you saw it. I did a video on it, reviewing it, and I tied a fly or two on it. But I just, it was just too, I mean, it's kind of a status quo, you know, it's a status symbol. Sort of like owning a Ferrari or a Maserati. Maseratis suck. You know, they break down all the time, have horrible resale value, but hey, you're driving a Maserati. It's not that good of a car, but, you know, it's status quo. Now, the Renzetti is a very good one, but I was a little disappointed with the Masters because it had some plastic screws. You know, for $800, you would, I mean, that's stupid to have plastic. Even this thing has no plastic screws on it, you know, on this. Yeah, the exhaust filter is so much nicer. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah. So much nicer. But this right here you got something called a Dr. Fish, all right? It's such a dorky name, but there's no plastic on this, and it's got two roller bearings on it, and it's just silly for, you know, a company, you know, even this set screw There's a set screw right here. That's not plastic, you know? It's not plastic. But if you bought a Renzetti Masters, they would have a plastic. And for that much money, American made, it just was stupid that they would do that. It's just dumb. Now, the Dyna King is a really expensive unit too. Not as fancy, I don't think, as the Masters, but it looks better. Looks better than the Masters. But, I just can't justify me, I have yet to, I haven't even learned how to cast my fly rod yet. But I'll get there. It's a new year. It's a new year. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff. I mean, we should get out on the ice here pretty soon. Probably next week, we'll get out on the ice. Diamond Lake is thick enough. So it's about an hour and a half from here, and we'll drive up to Diamond Lake. They have big trout in that lake. And so won't be shooting for little guys. Gotta have something, some part to wear out. Yes, probably. It's probably what it is. I just don't get it. People pay $800 to $1,200. They have one that's a signed one that's $2,000. Why would you put anything plastic in there? I mean, nobody even would even use that one. That's just a collector's item because it's signed by Mr. Renzetti. But I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe the guys tonight, they'll tell me why they bought a Masters. But I used it and it's solid. Don't get me wrong. It's solid. I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back because you only rent coffee. Oh, I need to get on the ice. I'll be right back. Watch this door for me. And there's Roberts. So we got his beautiful unicorn. And everybody oogles and ogles over this dragon I painted for you. And that dragon, it gets a lot of attention. It gets a lot of attention. Here, kitty. Is there a cat here? Did Bello come out here? Did you see Bello? I don't think Bello's here. Yeah, I'm hopefully get on the ice next week. So we've had good cold weather, so hopefully we're getting the ice thick enough to get out there. Yeah, that dragon, that baby, phew, everybody loves that thing. I guess I did a really good job. I mean, it looks. Oh, you were just calling Bello. Yeah, this thing has gotten so much attention. You know, that thing's just gotten so much attention that people are just, fawning over it. So you are totally gonna love. Oh, you're giving this to somebody, but you gotta put some hangers on it. But it turned out, I guess I outdid myself. I guess I outdid myself. I don't know, but people love it. So yeah, sometimes you shelf the airbrush and you just get a regular brush. You just start shading and doing things with it, and it just turned out really good. You don't know how it's going to turn out until it's done. Oh, your son is going to love it. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna eat that one up. He really is gonna eat that one up. All his buddies are gonna just it's like, where'd your dad get that? And then that people are gonna want me to paint another one. And I don't know how I did that one, really. I do. I could do another one. I got some new wood coming in tomorrow. And I did that on a 1/4 inch. Oh, okay. I did that on a 1/4 inch piece, and so you can engrave really deep on that. And then I was able to just hand brush it, and man, it really did turn out really good. The first one I did of the unicorn stunk. It was garbage, but it allowed me to try some new techniques, and then when I did this one. Yeah, this unicorn. I actually cut several pieces of wood on this and then started layering it. And I did hand paint the horn and the eye, but it turned out really nice. It's got a good relief to it, and turned out real good. So not as impressive as the dragon, I guess. But unicorns are white. Dragons have more character than a unicorn. And that's the beauty of a dragon. I love doing dragons. Dragons are amazing. I mean, I wish they were around today. I really do. They existed, just not in the mythical sense. They weren't magic or breathed fire, but dragons did exist. And I mean, even the Bible refers to them. But, they existed. The fossil record shows over 200 different species of dragons, quote unquote, in just North America alone. So they did exist. I don't care who you are. All right, we're going to do a small fly, not a nymph. Hook. Hook. Get me a bead. What did I do? I did We're gonna go with a pink bead this time. Oh, pink. Again, I like to have my bait stand out from the hatch a little bit more, so when you give it a little bit of flash, it makes the hatch, my bait stand out. Now, will they hit it? I can only go with the experience I have with other species. But trout are stupid. They hit anything bright and shiny that goes by their face. They don't even learn. That's why you can catch the same trout the same way a million times. It's just, they're stupid. Trout are dumb. It's not like bass. Bass are smart fish. They learn. Their instincts get modified every time they hit a bait, And they just learn. Trout don't. They're dumb. It's like crappie are the same way. They're stupid too. They'll just hit the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. This is why people bass fish. Yeah, trout are very reactionary. Komodo dragons aren't no joke, oversized newts. Yeah, they are reactionary, but kind of all fish are. But the thing is, a bass will remember what got them last time, and they will not do it twice. And so that's why a bass fisherman has 8 rods and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lures. What is that? Sounds like a jet flying over. Big jet. Huh. Oh, we do have a base here. It's probably one of those big cargo planes. But yeah, what was I talking about? I don't know what I was talking about. Bass. Bass are smart. Bass are smart. And that's the fun. When you catch a bass, you earned it. You didn't get that by accident. I'm gonna cut you before I tell you. There we go, just so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I love bass fishing. It's just so much more skill sets, and you gotta outthink something that really has a brain smaller than you can imagine, which is kind of insulting. But it's man against instinct. And that's the plus of bass fishing, because it is man against instinct. Okay, take care, Robert. Lunchtime in Michigan. Breakfast time here. Put some dubbin. A little bit of dubbin. We'll go with the blonde dubbin. Take some wax. Put some wax on the line here. It helps the dubbin stick to it. It's one thing about fly tying. A little goes a long way. So you might spend, I don't know, a few bucks for dubbin, but you can do a million lures with it, flies. Same thing with feathers, because you're just using, a piece of a feather, You're not using the whole thing. We're just winding this on the line here. And then we're just going to wrap it. Give the body a little bit of substance. Take that off, finish it. That's all I want. Really don't need this. Thought I might want it, but I don't. All right, my God. Give it a little bit of flash. Let that sun hit it. Give a little bit of flash. You fold this and cut it. Wrap it. Do a little crisscross on it. Get it to stand out. Sometimes you forget to rotate this thing. And it gets that to flare out. So you can always trim it. So you will trim it. give it enough. So we'll make it look like little wings, you know, the flash of wings. Tie it. We'll put a little glue on here, a little UV. No, don't do that, Mike. My UV flashlight. The neat thing too about using this is that you can put a little here, and you can shape your wings a little bit. Shape them and get that glue to get them to stick. And that will cure it. Thanks for hitting thumbs up, guys. Appreciate it. All right, and that makes that. That is our little bug. It's our bug. Now with the tail, because it's sort of split, so we're going to take that split that, and then we're going to take our brush. We have these little brushes and combs and stuff like that. And you brush the tail, sort of get it to fan out a little bit. That little bug will go in the water. It's got a little bit of flash to it. It's a pink bead. That should get the attention of a fish. Whether they bite it or not, we don't know until we throw it and put it in the water. I know, flies. You know, this part of Oregon is real pretty. Real pretty. Hey, Timmy. Long time no hear, buddy. Long time no hear. I'm waiting for the Lake of the Woods and stuff to get thick. Diamond Lake is thick enough. So, thinking about making my first trip ice fishing up there. So that'll be fun. Don't feel sorry, man. I mean, we're all busy. But yeah, I'm thinking about going up. I've never fished Diamond Lake, never. So I really don't know where to go. And, you know, it's not like Lake of the Woods where I know everything. But Diamond Lake is, I don't know, I've just never been there. Drove by it Just never been there. Yes, the lake is freezing, but not safe enough to walk on. Diamond Lake is safe enough to walk on. One guy measured 10 inches, and then others say, well, they fell through the ice. So I'm sure there's some really thick patches, and then there's some real thin ones. So I'm giving it this week. Next week I'll be out on the ice fishing. And so either Diamond Lake or somewhere else. But, I want to get somebody to go with me that's fished diamond. And so they can help me find where a good spot is. Now, more than likely, all you got to do is find other guys with tents once you get out there. So one way or another, I'll find some fish. But yeah, I'll be, so next week we start fishing again. And I'll start painting some baits. And I got a lot of small, this year, although, I will make some big baits. Yeah, I've never fished diamond either. And big fish come out of there. Big fish. So maybe I'll get a PB rainbow trout. I've caught some pretty big rainbow trout. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've caught some pretty big trout. So it's hard for me to get a PB nowadays on rainbows and browns. Now, I've never caught a tiger trout. That's at Fish Lake. Can't keep them, but I've never caught one. So if I go to Fish Lake, I can catch a tiger trout. Got to put it right back though. But I got this new app. If you look on my channel, there's this new app. It's AI. So, they did a lake kill there. They did that at Lake of the Woods in 55. They did a full lake kill. But yeah, I've heard really good things about Diamond Lake. I mean, I hear it's a really good lake. I just haven't gone there. I mean, it's an hour and a half away, no big deal. Yeah, and lake kills are necessary from time to time, but it all just depends, what kind of infestation happens, usually suckerfish, chewy chubs or something like that just start to take over stuff. The Lake of the Woods has way too many perch, but I don't think they'll ever do another lake kill there. But yeah, I don't know. So we'll get on the ice next week, and you'll see some lives of me out on the ice, hopefully with somebody. I mean, my shelter says it'll hold 4 people, but I'm fat, 2 fat people. It's not gonna do 4 of me. Ain't no way. I mean, you gotta punch a couple holes, right? One hole for your fish finder, one hole for your fishing, and then I have a big chair. So I'm gonna be kicking back, all warm in my shelter. It'll be nice. Man, I cannot wait to get out there. That's going to be so much fun to go ice fishing. It's been 2 years because last year we didn't have ice. So people are hitting Diamond Lake right now. But you have to be very, 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 very careful. Remember, this is new ice. Like I said, some people have fallen through, not completely, just up to their, knees or whatnot while they're walking out there. And I'm pounding the ice, just in testing it before I put my big old body on it. So we'll get out there. We'll get out there next week. Next week is going to start fishing season again. Well, we don't know. To be honest, the kite event only happens with safe ice. They have ice at Lake of the Woods. We're just waiting for it to get safe. So it's not thick enough yet. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll get some ice out there, and hopefully in the next week or so we'll have 4 inches of ice, and we'll be out maybe next week. I mean, who knows? It just depends on the freeze. So Lake of the Woods it's amazing. Lake of the Woods, Minnesota's got big, thick ice right now. Lake of the Woods, Oregon, not so much. Not yet. We're getting there. We'll get there. Maybe they'll be able to do that. I am planning on taking my boys out ice fishing for the first time, Lake of the Woods, when it gets frozen. Yeah, it'll be, Scott. Hey, Scott. Well, next month is my ice fishing festival. And I think it's going to be let me see the date. Reconnecting. All right. Where's my, let me look at my phone. Can't use that. So I think it's the 22nd of next month, something like that, is the ice fishing festival. Open calendar. I guess. All right. So February, yeah, 22nd. I think that's the date for next month. Don't hold me to it, but February 22nd is going to be the ice fishing festival, and we're going to, we are definitely coming to that. Well, thank you very much. We should have very safe ice on the 22nd, and I think the 8th or 15th is going to be the Kayak Festival. But yeah, and then we'll set up a booth with my stuff, and we'll, of course we're gonna have a pretty good time. We did 2 years ago. Last year we didn't have any ice, so we did what's called Winterfest, and I made baits, spinners for kids. And sort of a Q&A too. And this year we're going, if we have ice, we're going to be pretty busy. Well, hopefully have ODFW chip in to it like we did 2 years ago. They always go through so many changes at ODFW. So it's really hard to have consistency. So with them, look. I guess. Downloading something. How much snow at the lake right now? Just a dusting. Actually, they've got a few inches, and that's sitting on the lake too. So, the lake has got a blanket on it, which will help a little bit if it gets warm. So we're, there's not a whole lot of snow for snowmobiling there, because they did get some rain, and that melted the snow. Stupid thing. And so we're just hoping. I was up there a week and a half ago, very disappointed in it. But I brought a lot of gifts for the staff there, so everybody, I handed out gifts to everybody, and kind of a, warm and fuzzy thing. I like giving stuff to people. You know that. You see me? I give you something. That's the way it is. I just like giving stuff to people. There's definitely more happiness in giving than receiving. So, yeah, yeah, I gotta go fishing. I gotta go fishing. I just gotta go fishing. Oh, my sparrows behind me. I love that bush. Tons of sparrows. I get some towhees every once in a while in the front yard. I had some wrens out here. A lot of flickers. This town loves northern flickers. There's just, these woodpeckers are all over the place. You know, these things are so fat. You got fat sparrows. Nesting season will start in a couple months. I love this place. So much more interesting than California. Have you heard about the steelhead migration up the Klamath? Yes. Just saw a posting this morning on that. Steelhead and salmon are up above all the dams that were removed. So that sounds good. So yeah, it is. It is as far as you hoped. So I mean, I can't wait till they're in the Iowa right here. You know, go by my house. You know, and they're above all the dams that were removed, which the most northern dam was the Copco Dam at Topsy. And so if it's above that, that means they're at the Keno Dam. They can come up that fish ladder, then they're in my front yard. So if I get it right here, maybe I should go down to Link River, take a walk down there, and check it out today. You know, it just depends. I got a few things I got to do today, but yeah, they're coming up. You know, they've been putting so many in there, so I don't know if they're they're migratory ocean or they're just ones that turned right. You know, when they stocked it, I don't know. You know, I'm mixed on this one. I mean, I want the fish to come up, but at the same time, the premise is, I mean, they never got past here. Well, they did. It's just only on wet years. On dry years, Link River would dry up, you know, back in the 1800s and before. So, but since we do have the Copco Dam here, the Link Dam, and an improved fish ladder, we should be able to get salmon coming up to at least here. Now, whether they go north beyond that, because the Upper Klamath is just a lousy lake, you know, toxin-wise. To be honest, whether they make it past the Upper Klamath into the Wood River and the Williamsons and Sprague, I don't think you'd want those fish. You know, if you caught them, I don't think you'd want them. So it's you know, in the summer, we all know that the Upper Klamath is a nasty water. You don't even touch it with your hand. Yeah, Upper Klamath is a sewer. And so, you know, they might just, you know, I think I'll have I think they'll make it up to here, to the Link River. And they might go up, you know, and just not survive the Upper Klamath. That's 25 miles, okay? The Upper Klamath is 25 miles long. So they'd have to swim through a sewer, like you described it, which is true, uh, to get into the Williamsons and the Woods River, and then eventually into the Spring and other rivers. I, I just, I don't get it. But I'll be happy if they come up here. Joanna's not bad. The Lake River is the shortest river in the United States. It's basically a spillway. And I'll be happy, I'll launch my boat down the street here and head down to Klamath and catch some salmon or some steelhead. I'll be happy with that, I guess. Right in my front yard. I mean, I can see the lake from here practically. I mean, walk 2 houses down, I can see the lake. These trees are blocking my view here. But, yeah, it's happening. I think they were right on the reestablishing or establishing it. I don't think they're right about reestablishment. I don't think their premise was right, but I think their goal will happen. Does that make sense? I did a lot of research on this, and I think their premise was flawed, that this happened, all the way up to the Spring. And it may have happened in wet years and before the link dam was put in. In wet years, the Upper Klamath wasn't a lake for the most part. It was basically a wide river with wide spots, and it flowed and it was more clean. But what ended up happening, volcanic activity, and the volcano ash just rained down upon the Upper Klamath area, and it just created this horrible base within it, and it's just poison now. In the summer, they tell you not to even touch the water. That's why you never see people swimming in it. You'll never see people skiing in it or personal watercraft in it. I mean, you'd have to, wear hazmat gear in the summer, on the Upper Klamath. So, why do that when you've got other parts, other lakes just a few miles away? And it's just stupid. So, yeah, it's just a terrible lake. It's funny when I did my research before picking this town to live in. It was like, look nice. You do an Upper Klamath, and you talk about sewer. Jimmy's right. I mean, it is a sewer, and it stinks in the summer. It really does. It stinks. The thing of the goal of drunk Indians in Klamath being fish there will happen. They will still be drunk. Yeah, they'll probably get sick. They'll probably get sick if those fish can go the 25 miles through the sewer and make their way up into the better waters, and then they're going to migrate back down through. It's just it just wouldn't be a good fish. I mean, nobody catches a fish out of Upper Klamath and eats it. I mean, you just don't. I mean, if you do, you're crazy. They tell you not to eat it, but they do give you a limit of 1, probably because they know you'll die of some sickness or illness if you eat 2. So your catch limit is 1 on the Upper Klamath. I mean, they're huge. I mean, they're 10 pounds. I mean, they're massive fish, and they're fun to catch, but you're not going to keep it. You're going to pop it back in the water. I mean, they're gross. I mean, if you cut one open, you'll see they're infested. They're just terrible, with worms and disease. So I don't know what I don't. Like I said, if the Link Dam wasn't here and we had no drought years, that would be a meadow at Upper Klamath with a river running through it that was healthy. Um, and it would have wide spots, that you could fish and stuff like that. In sort of stagnant, relatively stable water. And that's what the Upper Klamath would look like. It wouldn't be 8 miles wide. It would be half a mile, probably at its widest, and through beautiful meadows and forest. That's what Upper Klamath was originally going to be, before the Indians did try to put a rock dam, but unsuccessful. And then I think it was 1915 or so, the Copco built the Link Dam. And they did put a fish ladder there. It's just lousy. And but in the 40s, I think they redid this fish ladder to be much more conducive to migration. But by doing that, they stopped up the waters of the Upper Klamath enough to where it became a sewer. And it's just, yeah. But we have a regular flow. We got a regular flow now. So, good, bad, I don't know. I don't know if it's good, it's bad. I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's tough to have an opinion about because it did a good thing, it did a bad thing. So it's sort of like you weigh one with the other. I kind of wish the Upper Klamath was a river, not a lake. It would have had wide spots, so I mean, it would have been fine. Yeah, I guess I wish it was a river, not a lake. So, but it is sort of a give and take, isn't it? A river would have been clean. We would have had, in wet years, you would have had migration. In dry years, it would sump in the Upper Klamath area. It would sump. I agree. It's just a black eye on the area. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, it would sump in dry years, but then reestablish itself in wet years. And then everybody would say, well, we should have a dam to keep it flowing all the time. And then you have what you got. So I understand why they built the dam. I really do. I just don't think it did the right thing. It's hard. It's a give and take. If you live in the area, you're going to have horrible. It's sort of like Republican, conservatives and liberals. That's the way dams are here. You're going to have those with one on one spectrum and one on the other spectrum. And I see the point of both. I see why they built it. In the end, though, this is over 100 years later, it just didn't do it. And if they removed it, the Link River would dry up because we've had a lot of dry years. There would not be a Link River. And then this would be, Upper Klamath would be all meadows. It would sump here, and then it would all be meadows with the Williamsons and the Wood River feeding into it. And it would just end up sumping, 10 miles or so into it. Maybe not even that far. We would have meadows probably for a good 10 miles, 15 miles. And then that gorge that would be carved out by the river would reestablish itself in wet years. And then we would have water again. Well, you know what? You're right. It's a huge bird migratory area. So it's here to stay. It is definitely here to stay. Birds can fly to other areas. I mean, I taught ornithology, and that's like saying that the reservoirs that existed, but that were removed. The thing is, yeah, birds would adapt. Wildlife would adapt. The ecosystems that were created by dams, and there were ecosystems that were created by removing the dams. You removed those ecosystems. Did it damage and kill animals? Yes, it did. There's pictures of elk and deer and other animals sinking in the mud. And it's a sacrifice, a short-term sacrifice for long-term change. And that's what, the forestry did by doing this. We'd still have pelicans stop. I mean, again, the river would have its wide spots. And you would have this sumping area in the upper Klamath, but there'd still be a wetlands. This would still be a wetlands here. It just wouldn't be as big as it is now. It would just adapt. It's not like the birds would die. They wouldn't die. They would just go somewhere else and find something else. I mean, it's just what they do. I taught people all about birds in the San Joaquin Valley. And, at one time, the San Joaquin River that ran from Fresno to Sacramento was a deep channeled river with river boats on it. And people just have a hard time imagining that there were river boats in the San Joaquin Valley. But there were at one time. They're trying to reestablish the San Joaquin River. It's not likely, but that's what they're trying because of drought. They're not going to probably do it. But, birds adapt. They got wings. If they don't go, if the sandhill cranes, come here and they'll find somewhere else to go. It's what they do. And pelicans, same thing. We got a lot of pelicans in the area, and they'll find somewhere else to go. It's just what they do. They wouldn't die. They wouldn't die. I always love people when they put bird feeders out. They go, during the winter they'll die. No, they won't die. They won't die. Birds will always find a way. Look at these birds. They're just all over the place. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's really not the birds. It's really the other stuff. The mammals. My wife's home. Is her class done? No. I'm supposed to go to class at 11. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go and help her unpack the car. I don't know how to do this. How do you do this? Take care, everybody. Can't wait to go ice fishing. There we go.